Did you know that most real estate agents would agree that an elegant entryway can have a big impact on the value of your home? That's because you never get a second chance to make a first impression.
A home's entryway not only leaves a first impression, it leaves a lasting impression. An impressive entryway can add a distinctive touch of class to any home. This is what the entryway to this home originally looked like. Although it's certainly nice, it doesn't have that splash of elegance and curb appeal that the home achieved once we installed this custom-made door featuring a blend of the finest woods and hand-etched leaded glass. At the Feather River Door Factory in Chico, California, custom-made grand entryways are built to the homeowner's specifications. The entire construction process is done by hand and requires up to 6 weeks from the time a homeowner places the order to the day the door is installed. Factory foreman Daryl Stevens has a warehouse full of top-quality wood.
So Daryl, like with any great product, it all starts with quality materials. Tell me how important it is to get the right stuff to start with.
Well, Steve, this is very important. We demand from our suppliers from the East Coast the highest grade quality of lumber that we can get. The moisture content that we demand here in our plant is between 6 and 8%, and we maintain that for the high quality doors that we maintain here.
Now, the idea of having drier lumber is that you don't have as many cracks down the road after this door is finished.
Exactly. Swelling and shrinking is a big problem with a wood product, and that's why we select the highest grade lumber that possible.
Well, let's go take a look at the first step in this operation.
One of the common misconceptions about a good solid door is that its components are made from solid pieces of wood. But most of the components of top quality doors are actually made of multiple pieces of wood laminated together.
Well, Daryl, I have a cross-section of a door here, and I understand that this vertical member called a stile is one of the most important parts of the door. It looks like you have a lot of pieces that go in here. Explain to me a little bit about how they work together to make a good solid door.
Yes, Steve. This stile is engineered with 5 pieces. We have a vertical grain finger joint fir, and we have the 2 edge strips on the edge and very thick veneers that are up to a 1/4 inch thick on the surface.
So basically the idea here is that we use this fir material on the inside because it's pretty dynamically stable. In other words, that piece of wood doesn't move around a lot, which might cause our door to crown or warp and not operate right.
Exactly, Steve. The coefficiency on the fir and the other species of wood, the swelling and shrinking is very minimal. That's why we choose it's the highest grade product that we can build.
Now I notice here that this fir is actually finger jointed together. In other words, you take small pieces like we see right here, and these small pieces are actually joined together, and then the hardwood is laminated over the outside. Now, why do you use the small pieces here?
Yes, Steve, they're finger jointed together for the main purpose in the vertical grain fir is to keep in short blocks. The shorter the block, the straighter the product is going to stay. As a long piece, it'll twist and warp and turn. So we have these pieces put together to keep the stability in the stile.
Even the decorative panels are constructed of several pieces of wood to keep them from warping. They're bonded together with a special tongue and groove pattern called a Z-joint for strength and stability. A special router called a raised panel machine is used to shape the panels. Upon close inspection, it's hard to tell that this panel is made of more than one piece of wood. That's because the color of the wood and the grain patterns are perfectly matched. A hand lathe is used to make loops, arches, and circles. These pieces form the trim for doors designed with oval and round leaded glass windows. And like the other components of the door, the loops, arches, and circles are made from several pieces of wood bonded together and cut to pattern. After all the wooden components have been engineered to precision, it's time to assemble the door. Surprisingly, this takes only a few minutes. No adhesive is used on the raised panels. They're allowed to float in order to help the door expand and contract over the years. A special patented glue is used to bond the stiles to the top and bottom rails. The glue is extremely strong but flexible to keep the wood from cracking through years of continued use. After the door is assembled, it's placed into a hydraulic press to tightly bond all the components together while the glue dries. The next step is to apply stain and several coats of lacquer to the finish. After each coat, the door is hand buffed with a fine steel wool. This gives the finish a smooth, comfortable feel. For the doors that are designed with leaded glass, the last step is installing the beautifully handcrafted pane. The glass is manufactured at Feather River's factory in Palomas, Del Rio, Mexico, and shipped to California for installation. Each piece of glass is triple glazed, meaning the handcrafted beveled and leaded sheet is encased in 2 panes of tempered glass. This not only makes the glass virtually shatterproof, it insulates it as well. Installing these doors is not a do-it-yourself project. Hiring an experienced craftsman is recommended to properly hang and align the door so that it will seal properly through years of opening and closing. On average, it will cost around $600 to have the door installed. Most craftsmen can complete the job within 4 hours. But what a difference a high-quality, custom-made door makes. You could call it the perfect passageway, the ultimate stamp of personalization on your new house.